Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Jonathan back again with the weekly scuffle, and I'm here to talk about Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland at UFC 297. And honestly, this whole card is kind of weak, definitely. With the upcoming cards, UFC 299 is pretty stacked, UFC 300 is shaping up very well. So, of course, there was going to be some damage because of those cards, and that just so happens to be this card. And while the main event is great, I don't know that much about the other fights. I think the other fights are kind of lackluster for the most part. But regarding this fight, I think the winner isn't as clear cut as some may want you to believe. I think it's definitely a potential banger. I think it's low key a 50-50 fight. It could definitely go either way. And I'm kind of thinking that Dricus can pull this off. His fight against Robert Whittaker really blew everyone away. It was a great performance by him. And, I thought him and Izzy was the matchup. But at the same time, I'm not going to overlook Sean Strickland because I did against Israel Adesanya. And one thing I wasn't privy to at the time was Strickland is actually training with Alex Pereira. So that's very interesting, him being in that camp, learning from the guy that beat him and knocked him out. Of course, it's going to make him better. Iron sharpens iron. So with that being said, I think this fight could definitely go both ways. And I think Sean Strickland's Philly style is going to be very interesting to see how it works against Dricus. But at the same time, I think Dricus has a bit more pop to his punches, as crazy as that may sound. But with that being said, I think I'll probably go with Dricus du Plessis winning the UFC belt. And I could potentially be wrong because Sean Strickland has proven me wrong before. Granted, I do think it all depends on how effective that Philly shell will be against Dricus. I think it was very effective against Adesanya. I think Adesanya just wasn't really prepared for it. Maybe Adesanya overlooked Sean Strickland, and maybe he was focusing on other fights potentially down the line. But with that being said, we'll see how all this plays out, and see you next time.